Welcome to the Heart of Giving. We're glad that you're with us to find out about the groups in the city of Long Beach that make our city a better place. As I've said so many times, the nonprofits in our community are the soul of our city. And today we have a group in town, the Arthritis National Research Foundation, that's not just for the city, but it's nationwide. And I'm so pleased that Helene Belisle is here. She's the executive director, has been doing this for a very long time, and we are so pleased that you're here to tell us about what you do, not just for the city of Long Beach, but beyond. Helene, welcome.
Thank you so much for having us here today, Bev. It's a joy to have this opportunity, and it's a joy to be a part of this great thing that you're doing for our city. Thank you so very much.
Thanks.
Our organization, as you said, we're based here in Long Beach, but we give our grants for arthritis research all across the country. And we are the organization that funds research to cure arthritis because we believe that research is the key to finding a cure. And everybody knows somebody in their life that has arthritis. It's extremely prevalent.
Tell us not the symptoms of arthritis, because I think people say, oh, I'm getting arthritis in my knee, or, I think I'm getting arthritis. But it has so many other ramifications.
It truly does.
That people I don't think, attribute to arthritis.
Well, and there's over 100 diseases that are considered under the arthritis umbrella.
Like what?
Yeah, well, at the one end of the spectrum, you have osteoarthritis, which we call the wear and tear, which comes from aging, comes from having an injury at a younger age.
And that's what my age is talking about.
Yeah, that's right, that's right. And it is the most prevalent form of arthritis. It's when the tissues in your joints break down, causing pain, causing damage to your joints and to your bones. The far other end of the spectrum are these extremely virulent diseases called autoimmune forms of arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, ankylosing spondylitis. These are autoimmune diseases where your body and the tissues are attacking yourself. In other words, it starts in your joints, and your body attacks the self-tissues in your joints and can go beyond to your organs, to the kidneys, to the other organs. So they're very dangerous. Also included in the autoimmune forms is juvenile arthritis. People don't know that kids get arthritis. 300,000 children in the United States alone have arthritis, and it's so virulent because their little immune systems are not formed yet. So if this autoimmune disease attacks them, that can cause blindness in their eyes. It's just extremely virulent in children.
So say you have arthritis and it's affecting your kidneys, what do you call it?
Well, if it's gone to your kidneys, typically that's lupus, but there's a specialist in arthritis called a rheumatologist, and they have to be the ones to tell you, what the actual diagnosis is.
I see. But it's an autoimmune disease.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. If it's gone into your organs or something that's that serious, you will have seen a doctor prior to that happening.
Yeah, because of the pain. Because
of the pain, yeah. And a lot of times on the autoimmune diseases, it takes a little longer. Sometimes there's a marker in your blood. It's kind of some of the work that's being done in research right now is on biomarkers so that it can lead to an earlier diagnosis or maybe even prevention, which would be wonderful. All kinds of work being done at the molecular level, at the level of your genes, so that they can find it early and stop it before it starts.
Well, this is a national organization, but they have cities where they have the foundation.
No, that's not. That would be the Arthritis Foundation. We are not affiliated with the Arthritis Foundation. Our organization has always been based here in Long Beach, the Arthritis National Research Foundation. Since 1970, we've been giving grants for arthritis research specifically. About 18 years ago, we decided to take that effort nationally. It was just in California. Now we give our grants to the young scientists all across the country. So they're at Harvard, they're at Stanford, they're in Wisconsin, they're in Texas. They're everywhere where the very best and the brightest young researchers are. We have a scientific advisory board of world-renowned physicians, and they are in this field, in this particular field. They are the ones who do the reviews of the applications that come in and choose the ones who are going to get the grant funding.
So the Arthritis Foundation, it has different functions than the Research Foundation. You are the Research Foundation.
Correct.
Okay.
We're not affiliated. We
Separate.
are focused only on
research.
and we fund investigators at a time in their career when they've gotten their MD or their PhD. So they're doctors, but they are at a point in their career where they've got a wonderful idea, but they don't have the dollars to move forward and pursue that idea. And that's when we step in at this pivotal time in their career. And that's always been our niche.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And they have come up with, I know, some really interesting discoveries.
Yes. I was going to tell you the gentleman that couldn't be with us today made a discovery when he was a young man and a brand new researcher at UCI, just down the road at UC Irvine. He asked this organization for a grant, a research grant. And the board members went down to his laboratory in Irvine, looked through the microscope and said, he might have something here, and funded his work over about a 3 or 4 year period.
Wow.
Yes, which was great. And he was actually working with Dr. Lorber at Memorial Medical Center at the time as well. They were doing a sort of a collaborative work. And Dr. Granger made a discovery because of the grant that this Long Beach-based organization gave him that changed the whole field of immunology and led directly to the biologic drugs that are used for rheumatoid arthritis and lupus and all of the best treatments today, the most effective treatments are because of Dr. Granger's discovery of a molecule called tumor necrosis factor. That molecule is blocked by today's treatments. Without Dr. Granger's discovery, funded by our organization, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people whose rheumatoid arthritis has gone into remission would not be in remission.
Oh my, that's wonderful.
And it's so amazing when these folks meet him in person, because he's still a part of our organization. They throw their arms around him and they thank him for giving them their lives back because of his discovery. That's why we're so passionate about the research.
Yeah. Well, you never find the person that discovered something that kept you alive.
Right?
That's absolutely true.
Right?
Yeah.
And so that's been a joy in my life to be affiliated with this organization and him specifically.
And how were you funded?
All individuals, no government funding whatsoever. A very small, a few corporate grants, but mostly it's all individuals in the community and across the country. And they find us on the internet. Our website, curearthritis.org.
Well, I was involved a little bit, I remember, years ago.
Yes.
And I was amazed at the depth of knowledge that was evident in the discussions, talking about, some of the words that you were saying that I didn't even know what they meant, medical. And you meet at Irvine a lot, don't you? Don't you have things in Irvine that are going on?
We have board members that come from LA all the way down to San Diego. We even have some board members in New York who call in remotely to our meetings. So we typically will have one board meeting here in Long Beach and one in Orange County and switch off.
And where do you get your applicants?
They know about us. We send what they call a request for proposals out on the internet, and we've become so well known now that to get a grant from this organization, from the Arthritis National Research Foundation, is like a badge of honor, because people look at the scientific board and they realize that these are top people in the field. They are the former heads of the American College of Rheumatology. These are top people worldwide
that are looking at their
that
proposals.
Are looking at the application. So if you're chosen by this group, it puts you in an elite group of young investigators. So it really makes you one of the best and brightest out there, and helps these individuals as they move on in their careers to get a grant from a larger organization like the National Institutes of Health.
Well, you were saying Dr. Granger, you had him for 3 years.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, and that's very expensive to have someone work on something for 3 years that's subsidized.
Right. And our grants are not huge in the field of biomedical research, but it's just enough to give that person the boost that they need. It's $100,000 for 1 year. When I began, we were giving grants for $50,000 to one person. And last year we gave $100,000 to 12 people.
Oh my.
Well, it was really, really wonderful
Wow.
how we've been able to grow the organization.
Well, it has a wonderful reputation, and so they know
Thank
the money
you.
is well spent when they give you a grant. I know that.
Thank you. Yes, and that's something that we hope that people will understand, that 91 cents of every dollar they give goes directly to the research. We only have 3 full-time employees. And it was only one for a long time.
I know who that was.
As you know, so we've grown exponentially to 3. But yeah, so we're very, very grateful.
So how many did you say you have? 12 now? They're getting 1,000?
12. We have 12 grant
Getting 100,000.
recipients, scientists across the country.
Oh, they're all across. That's what I was going to ask. They're not just in this area.
No.
They're all across the United States,
Yes.
and they're doing their studies there, where they are.
Correct, correct. So we are funding them and their work. The gifts go to their organization. Has to be a nonprofit. We won't fund we're not going to fund somebody at a for-profit company. And then they communicate with us about their work, and they stay in touch. It's like a family. They stay in touch throughout the years of their career, so that we know how they've progressed, how their work has progressed. And a number of them are about to have some new treatments come out for patients, which is very exciting.
And do they have do you follow? I know you follow them, but what if they don't finish in a year? Then do they apply to keep going, like Dr. Granger had 3?
Yes,
Okay.
they have an opportunity to apply for a second year, and that's all that we give is the 2 years. Yeah.
Well, I love that, and I haven't talked with you for a long time, and it's come a long way, Helene. That's just wonderful.
We're delighted.
Very good. Well, thank you
you.
so much for being here with us today. That
Thank
was
you.
very enlightening, and I'm glad it's in Long Beach.
Oh, thank you so much. Such a
Thanks.
pleasure.
And thank you very much for being with us, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. We're glad that you're here to hear about the Jewish Federation of Greater Long Beach, another organization in the city of Long Beach that has become such a prominent place and organization for our city. And we have Deborah Goldfarb, who is the CEO of this organization. And I know that there are several affiliate groups that are together, but is that all part of the Jewish Federation?
Yes,
of
we're
Long
all
Beach?
part of our coalition of organizations that work together in
Okay.
the Jewish community and our general community here in Long Beach.
And you also have the facility on Willow.
Correct.
And I know that that absolutely is a dynamic place for services to our community. But I want you to tell me about what you do and what the organizations are.
All right, all right. Well, the Federation itself is an umbrella organization which funds and convenes our other organizations. And on that campus on Willow that you mentioned, we have actually 5 organizations who
Use the facilities
use
as part of it.
Yes, and we have probably over 30,000 people who walk through our doors every year and are served by those organizations. The primary organization is the Jewish Community Center, which you're all familiar with, the Alpert Jewish Community Center. And you all remember Ray Alpert, who recently passed away, and they were the major originators of that facility. We also have Jewish Family and Children's Service, who are a counseling and casework organization who provide low-cost counseling to people throughout the Long Beach area. And the community center itself has a number of programs which are also, some of them collaborative, like the senior program, which is run with a major grant through the Archstone Foundation currently, and that's a collaboration between the Federation, Jewish Family and Children's Service, and the Albert Jewish Community Center. And that provides senior programs for seniors throughout the community. It is a community-wide program, but based in our community center. And then we have a preschool in the facility, which is one of the most prominent preschools in Long Beach. We have about over 350 children who go through that program every year, along with about 400 children who go to our summer camp programs during the year, and many programs above and beyond that around that. But those are the primary programs in the facility.
But the facility is used constantly.
It is. We host community meetings there.
I know.
Anyone can come use it. And we have a lot. The police department uses it. The city uses it, various programs, et cetera. And all of our community organizations use the facility. We also have health and wellness and fitness. We have a gym, an Olympic pool.
Oh, that's right.
so,
I had
yes.
a friend that used that all the time.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Once a week in a program, something, some class that.
yes, there are a lot of classes for both senior exercise as well as for children, swimming lessons, those types of things. And we have Silver Sneakers, which is a government-funded program for seniors as well for exercise and health and wellness. We have a senior lunch program, which is primarily for low-income seniors again, and we have seniors throughout the community who utilize that.
And so
every
it's not just
Wednesday.
for the Jewish community, it's for the entire community.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I don't think people all recognize that sometimes, that this facility is a community, really a community service. It's a
That's
wonderful
correct.
facility. I remember when they were going to build this and how they worked so hard, and could they raise this, and they had studies on it, and I don't remember even when that was, but I know I was involved in the conversations about it. And I just, what a tribute to have this facility in our community.
Well, thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
it's been 15 years now that the current
15
facility has
years.
been there. Right, and at that time we made a major decision that we were going to serve the entire community, and that was really an important piece of what we were doing, along with making sure that we're continuing to build the Jewish community. But it's a wonderful mix and a place where the community comes together.
And the Alberts were so wonderful
Yes.
with this. And I can remember I talked a while with Gene Linsner, who's very active, I know.
He is,
And
yes.
so, you know, I felt very personally involved kind of as watching it happen. And then to have it such a strong part of our city.
Yes, yes.
That's great.
Yes.
Now, what about the Jewish Federation?
Yes.
That you're president, I think you're president of everything. You are, you're so active in the community.
Thank
so.
you, and it's my pleasure to do so. I'm
That's-
actually a social worker by education, so that's
You're doing
what
your
I
work,
like to do.
yeah.
Exactly. The Federation, as an umbrella organization, raises funds. Each year, we raise between our Federation and our Foundation, which are sister organizations, we raise close to $4 million a year for the various partners that we work with, the community center, et cetera. So, and we also then...
Not just in Long Beach.
That's right.
That's in all of Southern California.
No, that's actually just in Long Beach and a little bit of West Orange County. The Federation movement nationwide has about 155 different communities and individual 501c3s who do fundraising in their own local communities. So we're one of about 155. And Orange County has another federation, the LA area has another. So there are many of us in the area. We work together collaboratively as well. But we focus on Long Beach. And then 10% of our funds go to fund Jews at risk throughout the world, as well as for special campaigns that we have whenever there are disasters anywhere in the world, and those are non-sectarian efforts that we provide whenever there are people in need throughout the world. Yeah.
So, and the funds are just grants and donations and...
Yes, we are primarily donation funded, and that's a big job that we do every year to raise that $3 to $4 million every year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and but it's a blessing too, I think, because it's so wonderful to
And-
see that people give year
But
in
it
and year
isn't just
out.
locally that you get your funds.
No, it is just locally.
It
Yes.
is just locally.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
And
well,
then we pay into the nationwide pool of funds that go
I
overseas
see.
as well.
I see.
Yes.
Wow, that's wonderful. Well, that means that our community is involved
Yes.
a lot.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a wonderful contribution.
Thank you.
And then there was another one, the foundation, the federation. There was another one.
Jewish Community Center and the Jewish Family and Children's Service.
That's probably Jewish. And tell me what that one does.
They do the counseling and casework, help to seniors in their homes. They're working in the Long Beach schools as well, providing a lot of counseling programs to various Long Beach schools as well as Los Alamitos School District. And they have a lot of support groups as well, which take place in the center.
For grieving and for
Exactly.
so
Yes.
illnesses and
Correct. Family issues, children at risk, etc.
well, I should have just asked you what are the different services because we're hitting so many that I didn't
Yeah.
even know about.
Right.
That are there others?
Well, the other thing that the Federation specifically does is leadership development, so that we're grooming leaders to serve in all of the nonprofit agencies that are affiliated
how do
with
you
the
do
Jewish
that?
community. We run a class every year, which we have 18 to 20 people who participate, and we recruit
Are they
those
selected
people.
or do they want to do this?
It's been a wonderful thing, Beverly. People want to do it, and every year
That's
we
great.
say, you know, we're a relatively small community. How are we going to get more people who want to do this? And by word of mouth, we have young people who are moving back into the community and hear that it's a good thing and they want to do it. So it's been growing. The Alberts also helped fund an endowment to continue that program in perpetuity, and it's really been terrific.
Let's see. Now, see, I didn't know about that one either. So, I mean, is there something else
Yeah.
we're leaving out here?
Oh, probably, but I'm probably not thinking about it. But the other piece through our foundation is building a firm foundation for all of these programs to continue into perpetuity, and we're building endowments for those programs. Our foundation currently has assets of about $18 million. We invest funds for all of our other agencies as well as a couple of local synagogues. And we're working on building future endowments by asking people to leave bequests. And we have promises of over $20 million as well. So we believe that well into the future, the community center will be able to continue.
How did you
Yes.
get involved with all of this?
How did I get involved? It was professionally. I have worked in several communities around the country and then was asked to come to Long Beach to help continue the work here.
Is that
And-
right?
Uh-huh. And my
They
husband...
recruited you.
Yes, exactly. I moved here from Columbus, Ohio, and I worked with the Federation there as well. My husband is a rabbi in La Mirada, and so he actually followed me, and we ended up here, and it's been such a wonderful home for us.
That's great.
Yeah, really a
Yeah.
wonderful place.
Well, especially this year, Columbus is right now in snow.
Yes, exactly. My husband's jealous, but I can live without it.
Well, I
Yes.
thank you so much for being here. This has been a real treat and a pleasure to know the extents of what you're involved with, just personally, and then what wonderful services are happening for the Jewish communities, the Jewish Center, and all throughout the community.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Did I
Thank
leave
you.
anything out?
No, but I want people to hear again what you said, Beverly. Anyone can come partake of our services, and we hope that they will, because we know there are so many people in the community who are in need and who need to partake of services.
Very
so if there's a need, they should call us.
That's great.
Yes,
What a
yes.
wonderful invitation.
Thank
you very much.
Thank you. All righty.
And thank you very much for watching. We've had a good day today. Thanks a lot.